This week we're talking about shades of meaning in words. Some words have very similar meanings, such as synonyms. The words are similar, but one is often stronger than another. These are kind of like our superhero verbs, or our superhero words. They give your writing and reading much more context. They make it stronger as you read it. For example, good, that's a weak word. Great, you're getting stronger. And then amazing would be the strongest. You see, if I'm saying the food was good, okay, that's an okay sentence. But if I say the food was great, it holds a lot more meaning. And then if I say the food was amazing, it holds even more meaning than if it were just good. Because good kind of sounds like it's okay. But if it's amazing, then it was wonderful. I want to try that food. So let's look at these words, and we're going to arrange them from weak to strongest. What do you guys think? Take a second to look. So if you put cold as a weak word, then that would be correct. Chilly as your stronger, because you are getting stronger, but then if you are super cold, you're freezing, that's going to be your strongest word. Let's try this next one. We're going to arrange the words from weak to strongest. So take a look. What do you think is going to go with your weakest, your strongest, stronger, and your strongest? Well, you're right. If you said pretty would be your weak word. That's a nice word. Beautiful is stronger, and gorgeous is strongest. So if you're saying, my mom is pretty, that's really nice. But then if you go up to mom and say, my mom is beautiful, you're getting better. And then if one day you go up to mom and say, Mom, you are gorgeous, then it's going to just blow her out of the water because that is the strongest word. And it has a much stronger shade of meaning. Let's look at these. Giant, large, and big. What do you think the order for these would be? Well, big would be our weak. Our stronger would be large, but our strongest would be giant. And do you see how those words, as they get stronger and you move to your strongest word, they have a lot more meaning and they sound a lot better as you're reading them or as you're writing them. Although the words are similar in meaning, context clues tell us that one word makes more sense than another in the sentence. So even though they have similar meanings, context clues tell us that one word makes more sense than another in the sentence. Again, the food is good, well, that's saying it's okay. But if I say the food is amazing, it has a different context. So you can see the different context, even though the words are similar in meaning. So let's take a look at this. We're going to select the best word to fill in blank. Connor was blank when he finally got on the team after trying out for 2 years. Connor was blank when he finally got on the team after trying out for 2 years. Connor was glad when he finally got on the team after trying for 2 years, or Connor was thrilled when he finally got on the team after trying out for 2 years. If you said thrilled, that is correct, because thrilled means he's very happy about it. If he's glad, like, okay, either way, he'd be happy. But thrilled means, wow, I tried for 2 years getting on this team. I am so excited. Maddie was blank when she dropped her sandwich on the floor. Maddie was upset, or Maddie was miserable when she dropped her sandwich on the floor. Well, is there anything in there that tells us that she's miserable when she dropped her sandwich on the floor? Not really. It doesn't say, Maddie was miserable when she dropped her sandwich on the floor. She moped around all day. Then we might could use miserable, but instead we're going to use upset here. Maddie was upset when she dropped her sandwich on the floor. The toddler is screaming because he is blank of monsters. Is he terrified or is he scared of monsters? Now notice that he's screaming. So screaming is going to give you a clue as to what word needs to be here. The toddler is screaming because he is terrified of monsters. He's not just scared, he's terrified, and that's why he's screaming. So again, the context clue of screaming right here tells us that terrified would be the correct word to put in there. It is finally blank enough that I do not need to bring a jacket to school. It is finally hot enough or warm enough that I do not need to bring a jacket to school. Well, again, let's look at the context clues. If it is hot enough that I do not need to bring a jacket to school, then it's kind of saying like it's just jumped from cold to hot, and that's not the clue that we're looking for. But if we say it is finally warm enough that I do not need to bring a jacket to school, then you're using those clues from the rest of the sentence to tell us that it's warm enough. It's not cold, but it's not hot. It's warm enough that I don't have to bring my jacket to school any longer. So why would a writer want to use words with different shades of meaning? And that's a great question. We've talked about our superhero verbs in class before. It's the same with words. We want to use superhero words. We want to make sure that we use words that really convey our meaning or our tone of voice, as we've been talking about. And it's important that we don't just choose the weak one or the stronger one. We choose the one that best fits with the context clues we're giving in the sentence. So as we think of shades of meaning, we want to make sure that we're thinking, okay, what word is going to best fit here that conveys what I'm trying to convey to the audience, so conveys my purpose, my tone to the audience, but it also conveys a meaning that goes along with the context clues that I'm giving. So now as you're moving forward, you have a writing assignment with your shades of meaning words. You're going to use each of these words below in a sentence: small, happy, like, and said. And you're going to complete 2 sentences on no red ink. You can look at this assignment through Schoology as well, but you're going to use these 4 words in one sentence. But then your second sentence, I want you to use the strongest version of the word. So a stronger version of the word that makes sense in your second sentence. So if it's small, it could be tiny. So you're taking that one word that is the weaker version of the word, and you're going to make it the strongest version of the word in your second sentence. So as you move to red ink, I want you writing 2 sentences. One sentence with small, happy, like, and said. Your second sentence with the strongest version of those words as you write. Good luck.